All right, now take out your packets. We are on investigation 1. Here are some things to review from our last concept. Product of powers is when you multiply, but in your mind you're actually adding. Quotient of powers means you're dividing, but in your mind you're actually subtracting. And then power of a power is when you have 2 exponents with 1 base. And that's when you multiply in your mind. So, answer the following question. How would you represent the number 1 as a power of 10? So, 10 would be your base. What would your exponent be so that it equals 1? Find a pattern. I believe we already did that online. Let me see. Yes, we already did find a pattern. So next we have hypothesize. What power of 10 can be written for the number of 1? Display your answer right over there. And then hit submit. Now we're going to examine these 2 tables. They are very similar to the table above, except over here we had a base of 10. In table 2, we're going to have a base of 2, and in table 1 we have a base of 2, and in table 2 we have a base of 3. I want you to fill out hypothesize. How are the 2 tables the same? How are the 2 tables different? If you're not done typing, please pause the video here. All right, then we're going to go back to our packets. What was the pattern you noticed in standard form in table 1? So 32, 16, 8, 4, 2. What's happening to my numbers? Are you multiplying? Are you dividing? And then what number are you multiplying or dividing by? Then tell me what's the pattern for standard form in table 2. So how do I get from 243 to 81 to 27 to 9 to 3? What is the pattern? All right, oops, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I don't think that's what I wanted. Please come up. All right. So then, on your own, I want you to answer true statements and summarize. So answer true statements and summarize. Please pause your video here. Okay. So now we have some discussion questions. What happens when you have 0 to the 0 power? So why do you think the calculator would give you the answer math error for 0 to the 0 power? So let's create a pattern. 0 to the second. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. I think I have to hit control. 0 to the second equals 0. 0 to the first equals 0. So can 0 to the 0 power equal 1? It cannot equal 1. They could only equal 0. So actually 0 to the 0 power doesn't exist. All right, so is there any value that we can, is there a value that makes sense to assign this to an exponential form? No. 0 to the 0 power will never work. It is a not real number. So we need to restrict our rule for when we're raising 0 to the 0 power. So before you should have used a to the 0 power equals 1. Now we're going to add to it, but a cannot equal 0. So that is going to be our rule for the 0 power property. Is there a reasonable real-world model where we could use 0 to the 0 power? Nope, because it does not exist. All right. Frequency, you can skip these frequency questions. That has to do with the piano. Over here, we're just going to skip it for today so that you can finish in time and you won't have homework. All right. So, before you leave, I want you to finish this check for understanding. And then we will go over it tomorrow. Before you start working on it, let's type some really quick bit notes. So I'm going to have bit notes. I really want us to use this rule. So copy, I'm pasting, but I want you to type it or to write it underneath your check for understanding. A to the 0 power equals 1, but a cannot equal 0. That works for any variable. If I had something like a to the 3rd divided by a to the 3rd, that would equal a times a times a divided by a times a times a. They would all cancel out. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. That would also equal a to the 3rd power minus 3. Which is also equal to a to the 0 power, which is also equal to 1. These quick little bit notes will help you solve these questions on your check for understanding. Hope you guys had a great day. In the background, you probably hear my cat and dog fighting, so I apologize. Harry, you need to be a good boy and not bite Roger. All right. Well, have a great day. I'll miss you guys. Enjoy.